In the world of culinary delights, danger often lurks in the most unexpected corners. A world where the sizzle of a pan, the scent of fresh herbs, and the taste of a well-cooked meal can bring a sense of comfort and satisfaction. But beneath this gastronomic wonderland, a silent predator is about to emerge. Imagine a serene community, a place where laughter echoes off the houses and the aroma of home-cooked meals wafts through the air. Picture the bustling farmers' markets, the cozy family dinners, and the joyous communal feasts. Life here is simple, peaceful, and full of flavor. A place where food is not just sustenance, but a shared language of love and camaraderie. But what if the very thing that binds this community together also holds the power to tear it apart? What if the food, so lovingly prepared and eagerly consumed, is the carrier of an unseen, silent danger? Foreboding, isn't it? But this isn't a tale of fiction. This is a story that will unfold in the heart of this unsuspecting community, a story that will turn their world upside down and leave them grappling with a mystery as baffling as it is terrifying. In this idyllic setting, a menace is about to strike, a food poisoning outbreak of unprecedented scale, a toxin invisible to the naked eye, yet potent enough to bring an entire community to its knees. It will sneak into their homes, lurk in their meals, and strike when they least expect it. This is not a tale of blatant horror, it's more insidious. It's the anticipation, the dread, the knowledge that something terrible is about to happen, but not knowing when or how it will strike. It's the fear of the unseen, the unknown, the danger that resides where you'd least expect it. In this world of culinary delights, where food is a symbol of love and unity, an unseen danger is about to turn it into a symbol of fear and confusion. And so the stage was set for a mystery that would baffle experts and terrify the community. The first sign of trouble was innocuous, a simple stomachache, a mild headache. The initial symptoms were as subtle as they were deceptive. It began with a few isolated cases, individuals complaining of unease, discomfort, a general sense of not feeling well. But as these symptoms persistently lingered, they soon evolved into something far more alarming. The community's buzzing chatter turned into hushed whispers of concern as the number of afflicted individuals began to multiply. What was once a thriving neighborhood of laughter and camaraderie had become eerily silent, its vibrant energy replaced by a palpable sense of dread. The local doctor's office, usually a place of routine checkups and minor ailments, saw an unusual influx of patients. The symptoms were consistent: severe stomach cramps, relentless nausea, and a high fever that refused to break. The doctor, a seasoned professional, was stumped. This wasn't your typical food-borne illness, it was something else, something far more sinister. As the mystery deepened, so did the concern. The community needed answers, and they needed them fast. Enter the medical experts, a team of skilled professionals armed with knowledge, experience, and a relentless pursuit for truth. Epidemiologists, microbiologists, and toxicologists, each playing a crucial role in this culinary whodunit. Their task was daunting: to identify the cause of this sudden outbreak, to stop it from spreading further, and to restore a sense of safety to a community held hostage by fear. The experts worked tirelessly, their every move watched by anxious eyes. Each sample collected, each test conducted, brought them one step closer to unraveling the mystery. But time was of the essence. With each passing hour, the number of victims rose, and with it, the level of fear. As the number of victims rose, so did the fear. Something was terribly wrong. The community was on the brink of panic, their faith in the experts their only solace. But as the investigation deepened, so did their hope. The experts were closing in on the truth, their determination unwavering in the face of this daunting mystery. The experts were baffled. The symptoms were familiar, but the cause was elusive. In the throes of this perplexing predicament, a team of dedicated professionals embarked on a tireless quest for answers. Epidemiologists, toxicologists, and food safety inspectors, these were the unsung heroes, the detectives of this culinary conundrum. As the investigation unfurled, they scrutinized every morsel of information, every crumb of evidence. The symptoms presented by the victims were like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, each one a vital component of the larger picture. Nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, all typical signs of food poisoning, but what was the source? Time was of the essence. The investigators knew that the longer it took to identify the toxin, the more people would fall prey to its insidious effects. The race was on, a race against a faceless enemy, a battle of wits against an unseen adversary. The team embarked on a methodical process of elimination. Could it be E. coli from contaminated vegetables, or perhaps salmonella from undercooked poultry? Each hypothesis was thoroughly tested, each lead painstakingly pursued. The food samples were gathered and sent to the lab, where they underwent rigorous testing. Every ingredient was scrutinized under the microscope, each one a potential culprit. Yet, despite their best efforts, the answers remained elusive. But amidst the frustration, there was a glimmer of hope. The investigators were not deterred. They knew that in the realm of food safety, persistence was key. They were driven by a singular purpose: to protect the community from further harm. As they delved deeper into the mystery, they encouraged everyone to think critically, to question everything. Could the source of the poisoning be something completely unexpected? Could it be lurking in the most innocuous of foods? The clock was ticking, and with every second that passed, the stakes were raised. The investigators knew they were on borrowed time, but they remained resolute, their determination unwavering. The clock was ticking, and every second brought more victims. The breakthrough came from an unexpected place, a half-eaten meal. In this forsaken plate of food, the investigators found their first real lead, a trace of an unusual substance. It was a toxin, a poisonous compound that had no business being in a meal. This was the silent assassin that had wreaked havoc on an unsuspecting community. In the world of toxicology, this substance goes by the name botulinum toxin, a name as sinister as its effects. It's produced by a bacterium known as Clostridium botulinum. This bacterium thrives in low-oxygen environments, like the sealed containers of certain pre-prepared meals. When consumed, the toxin attacks the body's nervous system, causing symptoms that range from weakness and dizziness to paralysis and even death. The presence of botulinum toxin in the food samples provided a crucial piece of the puzzle. But how did it get there? The experts had to trace the outbreak back to its source. They scrutinized the food supply chain, probing every link from the farm to the fork. Each step was a potential point of contamination, each ingredient a possible carrier of the deadly bacterium. One by one, they ruled out the unlikely candidates, narrowing down their search to a small batch of canned goods from a local supplier. Upon further examination, they found the same deadly toxin in the uninspected cans. The mystery was beginning to unravel. The source of the poisoning was traced back to improper canning procedures at a local food processing plant. This discovery was a triumph for the investigators, a significant step towards understanding the cause of the outbreak. But it was also a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk in our food, unseen and unheard until they strike with deadly force. Finally, the invisible enemy had a name, but the fight was far from over. The botulinum toxin had been identified and its source discovered, but the task of ensuring such a tragedy would not happen again was just beginning. The community had learned a hard lesson about food safety, one they would carry with them as they strived to prevent future outbreaks. The battle against the unseen enemy continues, as does our quest for safety in the world of food. Now that the enemy was known, it was time to ensure it could never strike again. This marked the beginning of the quest for safety, a mission as critical as the investigation itself. The aftermath of the outbreak sparked a comprehensive review of food safety protocols. No stone was left unturned in the pursuit of preventing another such disaster. The community rallied together, their resolve hardened by the ordeal they had just endured. Restaurants, local markets, and households alike embarked on an educational journey, learning about food handling, storage, and preparation techniques that could shield them from invisible threats. The key takeaway was simple yet profound. Vigilance is paramount. Food, a source of nourishment and joy, can quickly turn into a weapon when mishandled. As consumers, we hold a share of the responsibility. Regular hand washing, proper storage, thorough cooking, these are our first lines of defense, and they are as important as any medical intervention. Food providers, too, have an essential role. They are the custodians of what we put into our bodies. It's a responsibility that demands adherence to stringent safety standards, regular inspections, and an unwavering commitment to quality. Regulatory bodies were also put under the microscope. Could they have done more to prevent this disaster? The answer was a resounding yes. Stricter regulations were put in place with more frequent and rigorous inspections. The message was clear. Complacency has no place when it comes to food safety. The ordeal also underscored the importance of swift medical intervention. The quicker a poisoning outbreak is identified, the better the chances of minimizing its impact. It was a sobering reminder for the healthcare community to stay vigilant, to question, and to act swiftly when faced with the unknown. In the end, the mystery was solved, but the lesson was clear. In the world of food, danger is never far away. The quest for safety is ongoing, a never-ending pursuit. It's a shared responsibility that we all must shoulder for our sake and for the sake of those we care about.